Have you ever reached for a handful of nuts thinking it was a smart, healthy choice, only to realize later that something so small could quietly work against your heart and brain? After turning 70, our bodies begin to change in ways we don't always notice right away. What used to feel harmless, those crunchy snacks in a bowl by the recliner or sweet-coated bites we kept in a tin for guests, might now be triggering inflammation, raising blood pressure, or nudging blood sugar beyond safe limits. In today's video, we'll gently explore 3 types of nuts you should avoid after the age of 70, as they may negatively affect your heart and brain health, and alongside them, we'll introduce 3 healthier nuts you can enjoy instead. These insights aren't just medical, they're drawn from real-life experience, from the quiet wisdom that grows with age. So if you've ever wondered why you're feeling more tired after meals, or if you've been told to watch your sodium or sugar intake, you're in the right place. Before we begin, feel free to share your own story in the comments or simply type "I'm here" below. And don't forget to subscribe if you want more daily wisdom for healthy aging. There comes a quiet moment in life, often after we turn 70, when we begin to notice that our bodies no longer respond to food the way they used to. What once felt like a harmless little indulgence, a sweet handful of honey-roasted peanuts or cinnamon-glazed pecans after dinner, may now leave behind something far more serious than just a pleasant aftertaste. For many older adults, especially those living alone or managing their meals with simple routines, these sugar-coated nuts become a form of comfort, a reward at the end of the day. But hidden beneath that sweet crunch is a silent trap that the heart and brain can no longer afford. As we age, the body becomes more sensitive to sugar, not just in how we digest it, but in how it affects our blood vessels, our cognitive clarity, and even our sleep. When sugar binds to the natural fats in roasted nuts, it forms advanced glycation end products, often referred to as AGEs, which speed up the stiffening of arteries and increase the risk of high blood pressure, memory issues, and chronic inflammation, especially in older adults. The trouble is, these effects don't arrive like a sudden storm. They creep in slowly, masked by everyday routines and the assumption that if it's just a snack, it can't hurt. But a single small bowl of sugar-glazed nuts can contain 10 to 15 grams of added sugar, nearly half of the recommended daily intake for someone over 70. And that sugar doesn't just pass through the body, it settles, storing itself as belly fat, disrupting insulin response, and fueling internal processes that wear the body down from the inside out. Many seniors find themselves feeling more tired, more forgetful, or even more anxious without realizing that one of the culprits might be the very snack they believe is better than candy or cookies. It's especially tricky because these nuts don't advertise themselves as dangerous. They come in festive tins, cheerful packages, and carry the quiet approval of tradition, holidays, or family habits passed down over time. But now, your body asks for something different. Not punishment, not sacrifice, but wisdom. A small shift in choice, like swapping those candied nuts for a handful of unsalted almonds and a piece of naturally sweet dried fig, can satisfy the same craving without triggering the same internal damage. These changes may seem small, but their impact builds slowly, just as the damage once did. If you've ever noticed that your blood sugar seems harder to control, or that your energy drops sharply after certain snacks, it may not be age alone. It may be what's hiding in that sweet coating. Aging gracefully isn't about giving up what you enjoy, it's about recognizing what no longer serves you and choosing what keeps your heart steady, your brain sharp, and your peace intact. And sometimes that begins with saying no to what once felt like a treat, because now your health is worth more than momentary sweetness. As we move deeper into this conversation, it's worth pausing to reflect on how some of our most comforting routines, those small habits we barely notice, can carry hidden consequences, especially after the age of 70. One of the most common examples sits quietly on many coffee tables across America and Europe, the salted nut cocktail mix. These colorful blends are often seen as a better alternative to chips or cookies served at family gatherings, handed out as holiday gifts, or simply kept within arm's reach for easy snacking during the day. At first glance, they seem harmless. After all, they're just nuts, sources of protein and healthy fats, right? But the reality is far more complicated. Once we reach our 70s and beyond, our bodies process sodium and fats differently. The kidneys filter more slowly, blood vessels become less elastic, and our blood pressure becomes far more sensitive to dietary salt. A small handful of these salted mixes may seem like nothing, but many contain over 200 milligrams of sodium per serving, and that's assuming we stop at one serving, which we rarely do. When eaten casually throughout the day, the total sodium intake can quickly exceed healthy limits, putting quiet but constant pressure on the cardiovascular system. For someone in their 70s or 80s, where heart health is already more vulnerable, this kind of regular exposure to excess salt can raise the risk of hypertension, stroke, and kidney strain without warning signs. Even more concerning is what we don't often think about: the oils used to roast these nuts. Most commercial nut blends are roasted in inexpensive, highly processed seed oils, like canola, soybean, or cottonseed oil, that oxidize easily during heating. This oxidation produces compounds that trigger inflammation in the body, especially in the joints and blood vessels. For someone already dealing with arthritis, leg stiffness, or reduced mobility, this invisible inflammation only adds to the daily discomfort and long-term decline. The danger here is not just in the physical content of the nuts, but in how they're framed. They look healthy, they carry no obvious warning, and because nuts are generally seen as good for the heart, many seniors eat them without question, sometimes even replacing lunch with a bowl of mixed nuts, thinking they're making a smart choice. But there is a world of difference between raw unsalted almonds and a highly processed cocktail mix dusted with salt, oil, and preservatives. If you find yourself snacking on these mixes out of habit, convenience, or because they were given as a gift, it might be time to reconsider whether that gift is truly serving your well-being. Instead of giving them up entirely, think of this as an invitation to refine, not restrict, our habits. A homemade mix with dry roasted unsalted nuts and a sprinkle of rosemary or lemon zest can still provide satisfaction without silently working against your health. After 70, every bite matters a little more, and protecting your heart and brain starts with noticing what has been too easy to ignore. Sometimes it's not the food itself that causes harm, it's the way it's made and how our aging bodies respond to it. As we continue this conversation, let's turn our attention to something that may feel light-hearted, even nostalgic: corn nuts. For many older adults, especially those who grew up enjoying them during long road trips or casual afternoons at local fairs, corn nuts bring back memories of simpler times. But behind that familiar crunch lies a problem that becomes more serious after 70. These golden kernels may be made from corn, a vegetable we often associate with home-cooked meals, but corn nuts are far from natural. They're soaked, fried, in high-heat oils, and then dried until they're hard enough to make chewing a challenge for even the strongest teeth. For seniors, particularly those with dental work, jaw pain, or weakened gums, biting into corn nuts can be more than uncomfortable. It can be risky. And the concern doesn't end there. The digestive tract also changes with age, becoming slower and more sensitive. That means dry, oil-soaked, fiberless snacks like corn nuts can sit heavy in the stomach, leading to bloating, discomfort, and even constipation, especially when there isn't enough water or other fiber-rich food in the meal. But perhaps even more alarming is what's hidden in the preparation. Most commercial corn nuts are deep-fried in low-quality vegetable oils, often the same oxidized oils used in fast food, which are known to trigger inflammation throughout the body. Inflammation is no small matter for seniors. It can quietly erode joint health, increase the burden on the cardiovascular system, and worsen symptoms of conditions like arthritis or memory fog. When you add in the high sodium content, often over 200 milligrams per serving, you start to see how a snack that seems simple can quietly strain your heart, kidneys, and cognitive function, especially when consumed regularly. What makes this issue even trickier is the psychological side. Crunchy foods, especially ones that are salty or familiar, can feel comforting and satisfying. We often turn to them during moments of boredom, loneliness, or fatigue, times that are more common in the later stages of life. But comfort should not come at the cost of long-term wellness. The goal here isn't to strip away every enjoyable snack, but to understand which ones serve you and which ones silently drain your energy, clarity, and balance. There are gentler alternatives that still offer the crunch and satisfaction we often crave. Lightly roasted chickpeas, for example, are much easier to digest, kinder to the teeth, and contain fiber that supports your gut health. Air-popped popcorn, with just a sprinkle of herbs or olive oil, is another option that feels indulgent without damaging your arteries or inflaming your joints. After 70, what matters most is not whether a food is popular or familiar, but whether it respects your body's current needs. And in the case of corn nuts, it may be time to say goodbye to the crunch that no longer loves you back. Now that we've gently explored the nuts that may quietly harm your well-being, it's time to shift toward hope, to the foods that truly nourish, strengthen, and support your heart and brain as you age. Among them, almonds stand tall not only for their familiar taste and satisfying crunch, but also for the deep restorative value they bring to the aging body. After 70, your nutritional needs become more delicate and specific. The margin for error narrows, and each bite matters a little more than it used to. That's why almonds deserve a closer look, not as a trendy health food, but as a gentle daily ally in your journey toward healthy aging. What makes almonds so powerful is their natural richness in vitamin E, a fat-soluble antioxidant that directly supports cognitive function and helps protect your brain from oxidative stress. This becomes increasingly important after 70, when the brain's ability to repair and protect itself starts to slow down. In addition to brain health, almonds are also a quiet warrior for the heart. Their combination of magnesium and monounsaturated fats can help maintain healthy blood pressure and support circulation without the inflammatory risks associated with many other snacks marketed to seniors. And unlike sugar-coated nuts, almonds don't spike blood glucose or trigger inflammation. They stabilize it, allowing your body to feel nourished without overreacting. Beyond the science, though, there's something deeply comforting about almonds. They're easy to store, versatile in use, and gentle on the stomach, especially when soaked overnight to soften their texture. For older adults with sensitive teeth or weakened digestion, this small preparation step can make almonds not only accessible, but enjoyable. A few softened almonds in the morning with a slice of fruit or a spoonful of yogurt can anchor your day in calm energy rather than sharp highs and lows. And emotionally, almonds offer a sense of grounding. They don't come dressed in artificial flavor or disguised as candy. They're straightforward, real food you can trust, something many seniors value deeply as they begin to filter life with greater wisdom and intention. In moments when everything feels too complicated, too fast, or too artificial, a handful of almonds can feel like a return to something stable. But what matters most isn't just that almonds are healthy, it's that they meet your body where it is, not where it was 20 years ago. They support the aging process without pushing or overwhelming it. They don't pretend to be more than they are, and in that simplicity lies their strength. So if you're looking to protect your heart, nurture your brain, and fuel your day in a way that honors the body you've lived in for 7 decades or more, almonds are not just a good option, they're a wise one. In this stage of life, never underestimate the power of choosing something simple, pure, and steady, because after 70, your peace, strength, and clarity deserve nothing less. As we gently move into the final chapter of this conversation, it's worth looking closely at one of the most humble, affordable, and often misunderstood nuts: the peanut. For many older adults, especially those living on fixed incomes or managing meals with simplicity, peanuts offer something comforting: familiarity, accessibility, and a sense of ease. You'll find them everywhere, packed in lunchboxes, served with fruit, or tucked into a small bowl beside the recliner during evening news. And while peanuts may not carry the trendy allure of almonds or pistachios, they deserve a place in the diet of anyone over 70 who cares deeply about heart and brain health, so long as they are chosen in their natural form, plain, unsalted, and dry roasted. What makes peanuts so valuable at this stage in life is their unique mix of plant-based protein, heart-healthy fats, and one lesser-known compound called resveratrol, the same antioxidant found in red wine that's been studied for its potential to protect the brain from age-related decline. Resveratrol works by helping reduce oxidative stress and inflammation, both of which are closely linked to memory loss and cardiovascular issues common in older age. Unlike many processed snacks, peanut, when unflavored, D, helps provide steady, usable energy without spiking blood sugar or aggravating inflammation in the joints. This matters deeply after 70, when the body becomes more sensitive to what it can't digest efficiently and more reliant on foods that support cognitive clarity, balance, and circulation. For seniors managing blood pressure or blood sugar concerns, avoiding added salt and sugar becomes essential, and plain dry roasted peanuts fit gently into this need without sacrificing taste or satisfaction. What's equally important is how they fit into real life. Many elders I've spoken with have told me that peanuts are one of the few foods they can afford consistently and still enjoy. One gentleman named Harold, in his late 70s, shared that a handful of peanuts with a slice of whole grain toast in the morning helped him stay full longer, avoid mid-morning crashes, and keep his energy level steady through his garden work and daily walks. It's a simple combination, but it works, because it respects what his body needs now, not what it craved 20 years ago. Peanuts are also soft enough for many with dental issues to chew comfortably and versatile enough to blend into countless healthy meals or snacks without effort. They require no refrigeration, store well, and don't carry the hidden sugars or oils that so many snack nuts do today. After 70, convenience without compromise becomes essential, and peanuts offer exactly that. So, while it may be tempting to overlook them in favor of more exotic or expensive options, the truth is that plain, dry-roasted peanuts, enjoyed in moderation, are a wise, realistic, and effective way to care for your heart, support brain, function, and maintain a rhythm of wellness that fits naturally into everyday life. Because sometimes the best choices are the ones you've known all along, now simply rediscovered with new purpose and care. As we bring this thoughtful journey toward healthier aging to a close, there's one final nut worth highlighting, not just for its color or crunch, but for the quiet power it holds inside each small shell. Pistachios have long been a favorite in social settings and casual snacking, yet few realize just how uniquely beneficial they can be for adults over 70. What sets pistachios apart isn't just their taste, but their exceptional ability to support the very systems that become more vulnerable with age, particularly the heart, brain, and eyes. After 70, your body becomes less forgiving of hidden sugars, processed fats, and sodium-packed snacks that used to feel harmless. The foods you once reached for out of habit now need to offer something more, something protective, nourishing, and steady. And pistachios answer that call with surprising grace. Rich in plant-based protein, healthy fats, and antioxidants, pistachios provide steady energy without causing sharp spikes in blood sugar or putting stress on your arteries. Even more remarkable is their high content of lutein and zeaxanthin, two antioxidants rarely found in other nuts, that are specifically linked to long-term eye health, helping to prevent macular degeneration, a common concern for aging adults. When included as part of a heart-conscious diet, pistachios have also been shown to support better cholesterol balance and promote circulation, both critical in preventing stroke and memory decline. But the benefits aren't only in the nutrients, they're also in the ritual. The physical act of opening each shell naturally slows down your eating, helping your body's fullness signals catch up and making it less likely to overeat. This matters deeply as metabolism slows with age and satiety becomes harder to detect, especially when eating out of boredom or emotion. That tiny pause between each bite isn't just functional, it's grounding. And in a world that often feels rushed or overwhelming, slowing down with purpose can be a kind of emotional nutrition too. Many older adults find that pistachios are a satisfying snack that doesn't leave them feeling heavy or foggy afterward, which makes them perfect for mid-morning or early afternoon when energy dips and mental clarity can waver. Unlike overly salted or flavored nuts, plain roasted pistachios respect your body's changing needs. They're easy to digest, easy to portion, and rarely masked by coatings or preservatives, even for those managing joint discomfort or blood pressure sensitivity. Pistachios can be a gentle source of strength without triggering the usual concerns that come with processed snacks. So if you've been wondering what snack can support your vision, protect your memory, and satisfy your craving without guilt, this may be the one. Because sometimes health doesn't come in the form of a pill or a warning, but in something as simple as a small green nut, asking quietly to be shelled with care. And if you care about your heart, your brain, and your daily sense of balance, pistachios may just become your trusted companion in this next, wiser season of life. As we wrap up this journey through the world of nuts and their hidden effects, after 70, one truth becomes clear. The foods that comforted us in the past may not always serve us in the present. Whether it's trail mix or the cocktail mix that's become your daily habit, these familiar snacks can quietly challenge your heart, your brain, and your balance. But change doesn't mean restriction, it means renewal. By choosing safer options, like almonds, peanuts, or pistachios, you're not giving something up. You're giving your body the respect and care it now asks for. I've seen people in their 70s turn their energy around in just weeks by replacing processed snacks with nourishing choices, and I know it's possible for you too. If any part of this video spoke to you, comment on the number of the section that hit home, or share your own journey below. Your story could gently guide someone else toward their healthiest years ahead. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to gently like, share, and subscribe so others can join this journey toward elder wisdom, healthy aging, and well-being after 70.